Hey folks, welcome to episode 39 of the Mile 20 podcast where epic shit happens. I am Laura and I am here with my bestie,
Lori,
and her daughter.
Hey.
It's Maggie. Maggie is back. As we said last week, we ran the Marine Corps Marathon this past weekend. And today we are doing a recap of it. This is the 50th anniversary of Marine Corps. And this is going to be a good one, girls.
Hoorah.
It's really fresh, right? Because we ran it yesterday.
Yeah. So I know last week we talked a little bit about our brains being fried and our oxygen, well, there we go.
There we go.
Our brains being oxygen deprived from all the work the muscles did. Well, they're even worse this week as this was marathon 2 out of 3 with 3 weeks in a row. So.
Yes. So hopefully we're going to give you a good podcast.
And hopefully it's coherent. I don't know.
Maggie, it's all hanging on you, babe. I'm sorry.
Here we go.
All right. Well, I think we're going to work in our epic week update as we kind of talk about this weekend, because we had some company that we'll talk about that joined us as well for the weekend. But Maggie, before we jump into the marathon, why don't you tell us the drink of the week, because you picked it.
Yes, the drink is directly related to the company that we had. My Nana, mom's mom, and her friend John were in DC with us this weekend, and my Nana drinks the same drink pretty much everywhere we go. It's Tito's with cranberry juice and a lime. So that is what we're drinking tonight.
My mother was born and raised in Charlotte, so Tito's is the way we order these things.
Yes, and that's exactly, we don't say vodka cran with a lime. We say Tito's with cranberry juice and a lime. Yes. So that's what we're drinking tonight.
Outstanding.
Yes. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
To an epic week at Marine Corps.
Epic week
celebrating
at Marine Corps.
Our 10th anniversary of the Marine Corps and the 50th anniversary of the running of the Marine Corps. But Laura and I ran our first race together and our first Marine Corps together in 2015.
And we were reminiscing all day yesterday about how much we have done in 10 years.
It's crazy.
It's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. So yeah, we got a little sentimental at some point in time in the race. And you know, it's been an absolutely incredible journey, but this is where it all began, Marine Corps.
It was.
So hoorah.
Hoorah.
Yes. All right. So Maggie, since this was your first Marine Corps that you've run, right? 4th marathon now. You're a fourth marathoner, right? You're officially a marathoner now. You know that, right?
I think so.
You signed up for it last year. We had to defer, ran it this year. What was your initial thoughts going into it? Because you mentioned that you got to be a spectator for your dad last year. He ran the Marine Corps Marathon last year. And so you got to see it from a spectator's view and then a runner's view. So like kind of what were your expectations coming into this thing?
In my head, the race was a lot shorter than it was. But then again, I mean, I don't even know what Dad's time was, but it was a lot shorter than whatever we run. So, like, spectating, we saw him 4 or 5 different times.
Well, I think you're busy going from point to point too, and you're so concerned about getting from point to point that the time seems to fly when you're spectating.
Yeah.
And you're not producing the effort that the runners are.
Right.
Running all the miles.
Yeah, and it was just so much fun to spectate that I was so excited to run it because I honestly had a blast spectating it. We had a balloon, so we were identifiable
I bet that really
by
helped.
him.
Yeah.
When he was running, and just watching him be so emotional finishing and seeing all the Marines and everything was really special. So I definitely think it helped spectating because while I was running, I was like, oh yes, like we were here last year. And then I would keep running and be like, okay, now it's this point, like only so far left.
So you had a little frame of reference too.
I definitely did, which I appreciated.
Yeah,
I wasn't going in blind.
Yeah.
So I kind of had some checkpoints to notate, but I didn't expect like the bridge with all the sun, and that was a lot of straight concrete for a while, which I didn't know, but that was okay. But yeah, I honestly had such a blast spectating where this morning I was like, I don't know which was more fun. Like, I don't know if I had a better time spectating it last year or running it this year.
Well, obviously, spectating is way easier. So, of
Yeah.
course, the fun level is a
Right.
lot higher.
It's just different.
It's different. It's just different.
Yeah.
I did have a lot of fun, though, this year, and I feel like I had the proper expectations. And my goal was to beat 6 hours, and that's what I did. So I'm very happy with
Yeah,
how it went.
and that's really the piece I wanted to focus on is that you told us that, hey, you know, I'm not going for a specific time, but I want to do a sub 6, and you killed it, girl.
We killed it. We all did it. We all made my goal.
Yeah,
we did.
yeah, and I super proud of you because having, you know, this is your 4th marathon, and you know, not only did you get, you know, sub 6, but you killed it by almost like a half hour,
Yeah.
so which
Yeah.
is freaking awesome. So you
Yeah.
should be really, really proud of
And
that.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I honestly don't think I could have done it without you guys pushing me at the beginning. Truthfully, because my calf started cramping. I mean, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but my calf started cramping at mile 2 or 3 and did not let up the entire thing. I just ran through that the whole time. And so I think you guys definitely helped me the first half.
Well, and to just, for those who are listening that may be new marathoners, thinking about marathoning or new to running, something that I told Maggie just as a life lesson with marathoning, and I also should have taken my own advice because I haven't carried them in years, and I probably should, are salt tablets.
Yeah.
Salt tablets help with cramping because you are sweating so much, you lose so much salt. It actually will cause your body to cramp. So you need to replenish those salts. And usually the electrolyte drinks are not necessarily enough on a warm day or if you're overdressed or whatever. I got cramps I had cramps for many, many miles in my stomach for like a long time. And I heard somebody say salt pills. And I was like, I stopped. I'm like, you have salt
You
pills?
made like a beeline to that table.
I did.
Yeah.
And he's like, how many you want? I'm like, probably one is good. I mean, I don't even know how many of these things I should take. So let's just do one. And so I grabbed one, I took it. And within 30 minutes, my stomach felt way better.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, salt tablets, thumbs up, it's just something to consider.
I
Sorry,
took-
that was a tangent.
I took 4 Advil, which
I did too.
probably wasn't the best, but in my defense, my Advil was expired. So I was like, probably doesn't have its full strength.
And you were my MD because I was like, should I take 2 more? And you were like, well, I already did. And I was like, well, shit. Okay, if
I
she
was
took them,
like,
I'm gonna
yeah,
take them.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Well, let's
Let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the very beginning.
Let's start at the very beginning.
A very good place to start.
We drove down. We drove down to. It's a very good place to start. So we drove down to DC on Friday.
Yes.
And we drove straight to the packet pickup.
Yeah, because we had coordinated earlier. We knew that my mom and John were flying up and they were coming in on Friday. So we went up a little extra early. We could have gone down on Saturday morning, done packet pickup, and then raced and then come home. But we chose to go down earlier to spend some time with my mom and everything. And we signed up for our packet pickup relatively early on Friday, which was, I think, a blessing.
It was.
That, as we will get into
Yes.
in a little bit. So we picked up our packets. We signed up for 2:30. So this was new. Traditionally, the Marine Corps Marathon averages about 20,000. 23,000 was the registration last year. This year was almost like the guinea pig year of growth. And they increased their registration numbers to 40,000, which I get.
Crazy.
Almost doubling.
They almost doubled. Now, if anybody can pull that off in a functioning way, I would think it would be the U.S. Marines because they're known for their impeccable
Execution.
organization. They're disciplined, so they know how to run these things. But because it was the first year that they increased the registration, which I agree with them doing that. I mean, they're as popular as Chicago. They're not a world major, but people want to run Marine Corps. It's
Yeah.
a big race.
There was the turnout for it. And I feel like there was the space. I feel like it wasn't terrible.
There were 1 or 2 spots where it got a little It got a little tight, but
around the mall when it went like this.
pretty
Yes.
much for the most part, it was acceptable.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that there was, or I guess we're going to I'll just dive into it a little bit here.
Yeah.
There's a long out and back, I would say between mile 8 and 10, or was that like 7 and 10?
Yeah, probably more 7.
It was a very long out and back, and it
like
was
forever.
literally a 2-lane road, I think. Was it 2 or 4 lanes? I don't know. But it felt very tight.
It was two lanes going out and 2 lanes coming back.
Yeah,
And it was very tight.
it was tight.
And it was a grass median in the middle with like spectators were in the middle.
And going out was a slight gradual uphill for a part of it.
Which
And
you said you didn't even realize until we turned around. You're like, well, shit, that's why that was so hard. And we were going uphill the whole time.
I'm like, why am I so tired? And then we turned around and I'm like, oh, that's why. But a lot of people, I think, were stopping to walk because it was a very slow, long, subtle
There were a lot of
incline.
walkers where we were. Yeah.
And it was kind of tough navigating, and so it was tight and all of that. And then there was construction on the mall around mile 16, 17.
Yes.
Where you were in literally one lane.
It was like a cattle chute.
It was,
Yeah,
it was
it was.
tight. It was very tight. There
Yeah.
were a lot of people walking at that point also.
Yeah, but I was really happy going back to the packet pickup that we went and
Yeah.
signed up. So we got our emails and you had to pick a time to go and do your packet pickup, which I thought was great because, you know, again, it controls the flow of people, you know,
Especially when
coming
it's
in and out.
exploding the population. Of
Yes,
runners
and it was at the Gaylord.
Yes.
And
in the National Harbor.
yes, and so, you know, we found the parking to be adequate, right? So we found a parking spot. When we got into the Gaylord, we walked through this really huge part of the hall that was empty.
Yeah.
But you could tell that it was set up for queue lines. We didn't have to use those. We went right up to the check-in tables where the Marines were. They asked you for your QR code. They scanned it, and then they told you what numbered kiosk then to go to, which I was like,
very
this
organized.
is brilliant. This is so organized.
Yeah.
And so the three of us, outside of you, Lori, having a little bit of a problem with your bib, I think it was just how it was issued. I think it was the user who, when it issued it to you, not you or anything that was wrong with your
I
QR
agree.
code.
Yes.
But for the most part, the three of us had a very, very easy time, getting our bibs. Now, I'm going to fast forward to people that we spoke to who went and did their packet pickup on Saturday. And so you had friends that did it, and we talked to some folks on the train that did it. The gentleman who sat next to me on the train, we did not catch his name, but he was like, it was a shit show. He said it took him an hour and 45 minutes to go and get his bib.
So all that open space that we saw that was corded off for a line, he said that hall was completely full and that the line was outside and around the building.
Hour and 45 minutes it took him to just get his bib.
Yes.
And then he was like, and then the line, which you can talk about as far as buying merchandise, he was like, I didn't even contemplate buying anything because the line was out of control. We didn't even know where the line started. So you kind of experienced a little bit of that on Friday as well, right?
Yeah. My two friends who ran it also picked up on Saturday, and they texted me like, this is a madhouse. And I was like, what? It was so easy. What do you mean? But yeah, the merch line was interestingly set up. So if you could imagine the aisle to exit, for some reason they had the merch line set up going across the exit aisle. So you had to go to the exit to get in line. You zigzagged a couple times, and then it was an honesty system for keeping the aisle open, which some people didn't want to do because other people were probably, I would imagine, cutting in line.
There was. I saw people cutting in line.
Yes, we saw people cutting in line.
Yeah, so you had to keep the aisle open. I'm using air quotes, so people could walk through, which made no sense. Why did you have it on two separate sides of the exit when you could have it all on one side and flip the stuff that was over there to the other side? Not sure, but it was a long line when I was there. I probably waited 30, 45 minutes for the sweatshirt that I'm wearing right now. But Yeah, everyone who I know went Saturday said they didn't buy anything, which is a shame because my two friends, it was their first time marathon, but they were just like after the line just to get the bib, that wasn't worth it waiting in another line.
And it's a shame because some of the merch was pretty cool. I mean, Lori, you
Yeah.
and I did not buy anything because
I was tempted.
I was tempted to.
I was very tempted. There was some cute sweatshirts, a cute thicker hoodie, like long sleeve, almost like a fishing shirt.
I liked the green,
Yes,
the
that
olive
one.
green kind of colored hoodie that they had.
Yes.
The retro style.
Yeah, but it had a whole like a circle on the front. Yeah, but I got so much stuff from marathons. I'm like I just can't.
I can't
But I'm
justify it.
glad we didn't have to wait in the line for that long. Now let's talk about the expo. All right, so one, we give it a thumbs up on the Friday pickup
Yeah,
for
Yes.
our packet pickup, but people on Saturday, thumbs down.
Thumbs down. So I don't know if people were actually abiding by their pickup times.
Yeah.
Whether they just thought it was silly and it became a clusterfuck because they all showed up at the same time.
Yeah, so it would be interesting as the Marine Corps, I'm sure, is doing a an after action review
Yeah.
and trying to figure out what went wrong.
Yeah.
Right, because obviously like something went wrong where people were waiting an hour and 45 minutes to do packet pickup. So
Yeah.
because it seemed like a very efficient process as we went through and did it. So
Yeah. Agreed.
and then what would you give the thumbs up, thumbs down for the packet pickup? I think your
I mean, the
recommendations
merch-
are great.
Yeah, the merch overall thumbs up. But I do think I would just like to mention this Recover brand. I've been seeing them a lot on Instagram now since I bought it. But it's super cool. The brand that they've partnered with is a full like sustainability brand for runners.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So they are very into like how they source the materials, how it's made, and recycling old clothing to make their
Oh, I
merch.
love that.
So I thought I love to see that. That was all over the expo. You could see like Recover is the brand and that they had partnered with them to make all the merch, additional clothing. So I thought that was super cool. I didn't mind waiting the line. It moved the whole time. So, I mean, it was a line, but it moved. So I would still give it a thumbs up. It was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I mean,
cool.
I'm sure Saturday was a nightmare and hopefully they reorganized it. I don't know. But yeah, on Friday it was great.
Okay.
So
No,
yeah,
that's cool.
overall thumbs up.
So recommend early pickup.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sign up.
definitely
The
do the
earlier
early.
the better with the Marine Corps with the early pickup. I'm sure they'll figure a new system out for next year. And I don't even know if the Marines actually did the organization of the merch or
I
was
don't
it
think
the
so.
merch company?
I think it was the merch company because I saw two people who seemed like they were in charge, like talking about the line when I was there. So I could only imagine more people probably talking about
Getting
that or getting
engaged.
engaged
Yes.
in that. And it seemed to be the merch brands, not the Marines, which might be the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then the expo was a little wah-wah. I don't necessarily, because Laura, you and I have run Marine Corps a couple of times. I like the expo there just doesn't stand out to me in the past of whether it was like outstanding, not outstanding, but it just had a lot of very odd things at the expo. There was one station where they had curling irons. And as you
And
were
hair-
standing there,
yeah.
and hair
Get your
extensions, and as you're standing there, like so across from this kiosk, or they I don't know, maybe they had like 6 stations where they were curling people's hair, and right across from it is where they have this huge sign that has the Marine Corps Marathon logo on it, but then everyone's name who was registered for the race, your name shows up on that, and it's really, really tiny. So you go up to the sign, you find your name. You guys have a picture of it.
Yeah.
The two of you. So as Lori and I were waiting, Maggie, for you to go and come off of your merch line, we're standing across from these gals getting their hair curled, and it was like all you could smell was burnt hair.
Yeah.
So
It was so bad.
so your mom and I move, and then when you came up to us, you were like, "Oh my God, it smells like burnt hair," and we're
It
like,
was-
"No."
It was the first thing that I smelled. I was like, oh my gosh, they're just having their hair sizzled over there.
Sizzled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a little odd.
I do have to say, I don't know what has happened. I feel like more recently in the races that we have run, that less and less of big runs are going to other race expos with your medals and promoting their races, which is something I miss because I guess I'm a visual learner. So I love, like when we were at Marathon du Médoc, when we were walking around their expo, they had so many other races there that were promoting their race. So you could see like the Dramathon. I had never heard of this. I'm like, what, in Scotland?
That hit my Instagram feed the other day, and I was like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, but like I miss being able, like what brought me into marathoning was going to the Gate River Run Expo and seeing all the Disney medals. And I'm like, oh, they're pretty. I need these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I miss that. And there was, I think we had like the Army 10 miler
Yes.
and the Air Force
Marathon and the Coast Guard Marathon. And I think those were the three predominant ones that were represented there.
Which, I mean, I thought were interesting. And I was looking at those because I'm like, okay, there's some races. Cool. Let's look at the medals, look at the course. So I was looking at them, but I'm like, I just wish there was more.
Yeah. 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 And there were a lot of kiosks that were oriented towards like the military community.
Yeah.
Like very oriented towards the military community, which is great, but not everybody was military who ran that. So
True, but you saw a really cool one. What was that about the women?
the organization you're talking about that we stopped at, it's called the Foundation for Women Warriors, and their mission serves female veterans and their children so that the next mission is clear and continues to impact the world. Their programs enhance the personal and economic well-being of women veterans and address the growing need of the increasing population of military women transitioning to civilian life. So it was kind of cool. They had like a bunch of things where they focused on daycare and donating toys and volunteering to help, both active duty and veteran, women. So I thought it was pretty cool. I put my name on the mailing list. I had never heard of the foundation before.
That's so cool.
So kind of interested to see what kind of information they're going to send me. I know you took a picture for me for, how do you donate, toys, to the organization. So it's definitely something I'm going to go and follow up a little bit on. So that was cool to go and connect with that.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah. And then you also hit like the noon table like 5 times. She's like, I got to go back and get some more noon. And they actually like were pouring the noon like right at the table, which was kind of cool.
But what was missing was beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my opinion.
And no free vodka drinks.
No free vodka drinks and beer,
But we did settle up okay on that because after we left the expo, I don't know, maybe we were in the car like another 30 minutes because we hit rush hour.
We had to get into the
outside
city.
of DC, and we had to get into the city because you had made a reservation at the Mayflower, which is a historic hotel. And it's
opened February 18th of 1925.
There we go. And absolutely beautiful hotel. I mean, you walked in, beautiful marble floors, crystal chandelier ceilings.
Really cool.
They have, beyond the lobby, they have this long hallway where they have all of the ballrooms, and again, all crystal chandeliers. That was absolutely spectacular.
You ready for me to nerd out on
nerd out, girl?
Some cool things that happened at that hotel?
Yeah.
Calvin Coolidge's inaugural ball was held there in 1925.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Franklin D. Roosevelt wrote his famous words, "The only thing to fear is fear itself," in room 776. We were in 957. But I just thought that was cool. J. Edgar Hoover was a regular diner at their restaurant there, which is why the bar that we had drinks at was the Edgar Bar and Kitchen. He actually had lunch there almost every day.
Wow.
Wow. And this was a couple blocks away from the White House.
Yeah, we were not far from the White House. And then, this is just a little side, Monica Lewinsky's deposition was held at the hotel as well.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes. So there's the little notables on
Wow.
that hotel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we got there, and my mom and John had already arrived because they flew in and got there while we were at packet pickup, and they were already at the bar. Edgar's, of course.
Yes.
So we checked in, got upstairs, got settled in, and then joined them at the bar, which was lovely. It was a really pretty bar.
Was a really, really lovely bar. The service was fantastic.
Yes.
I had an absolutely fabulous Bordeaux.
Yes.
And just loved it.
Yeah, I
Loved it.
forgot. What did you have, Maggie? Did you have anything?
I had a margarita both nights.
Both nights. Got
Yes.
you. I got something that was a little crazy. It was the.
It looked pretty though.
It was pretty. Came in a like, what is that? Copper
It was goblet.
Yeah, it was a little crazy, and it was called the Nameless and Shameless. Had Absolute Elix vodka, Lillet Blanc, Saint Germain, pineapple, lime, bubbles.
Okay.
I thought that might taste good.
You know, the ingredients there sound less questionable than the other drink you had. When you named the other ingredients, I was like, ugh. But that didn't sound terrible, but the pineapple tasted weird in that drink.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite drink of the weekend, but I was being explorative, so I won't blame it on the bar because I had an awesome beer, which I can't remember the name of, last night. A lovely hazy IPA they had on tap. It began with D, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, but your drink looked cool.
It did look cool. It was very
I did
pretty.
not partake in it though. I like mixing this like that a sweet drink like that with like a really really nice red wine.
No, it ruins
no.
it. There's no sense in any of that.
Yeah, and then we went to dinner afterward, and we walked. So that was a really nice part of going to the Mayflower, is that we parked a couple blocks down the street.
Yeah.
And ended up walking like most of the weekend,
Yeah.
which was nice.
It was really nice. I feel like I got to see so much of DC around that area. That was awesome.
I agree.
Like I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's not an area that I've like kind of walked a lot in, like in the
No.
little neighborhoods and
And
stuff.
I would say the area is called DuPont Circle. Was kind of like the neighborhood of where we were, and then that kind of runs in adjacent to the White House area.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we went to Chef Jeff's in the West End for dinner.
Fabulous dinner.
Fabulous. You know, I didn't know how to go with reservations there, you know. Didn't want to get too fancy, but didn't want to be too casual. And I felt like it hit the right spot. It was like the sweet spot.
I totally agree.
And the food was delicious.
And the staff was great about my food allergy and totally accommodated my
Seriously.
my
The
food.
waitress was the sweetest thing I've ever
my
seen.
gosh,
She was so
Sage was the
was
bomb.
She had a smile that literally went from her ear to ear.
the entire
Like,
time,
so sweet.
like the entire night.
It was
Yeah.
so infectious.
Yeah, she really was.
Yeah.
But yeah, the food was delicious.
Yeah, and then we ended up walking back to the hotel, and then the three of us, and I think your mom and John also, like all of us said, we're not setting alarms for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like we're when we get up, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. And man, I slept over 10 hours
Yeah.
Friday night.
I think we woke up at like 8:30.
I
It was
never
crazy.
do
I
that.
woke up at 9. I think you did. I think you woke up at 9
I
too.
woke up around 9 o'clock.
Whoa,
What is
sleeping
happening?
in.
Yeah, though it was great. We got a slow roll, and then I think John or my mom made a reservation for the
Your mom did.
the old Ebbett Grill.
Your mom did because
She made the
was-
reservation for 11 o'clock at night.
Yes.
We're like Shelly, but they accommodated us, which
They
was
did.
wonderful.
They
but
did.
yeah,
They
she
did.
accidentally made
Well,
it for
who
11 p.m.
has reservations at 11:15 p.m.?
Apparently, the old Epic Grill
Crazy.
does.
That's true. Like,
Yeah.
how odd is that?
Yeah, yeah.
Really
No,
weird.
that was nice though. We all had absolutely wonderful meals. I mean, you know, and like I think the three of us were in that mode of okay, like we're running a marathon tomorrow. Gotta start, you know, just filling the gas tank up a little bit.
Yeah, carb loading.
Yeah,
At least
so,
me.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
My French toast was fabulous.
yeah.
I had the best best chicken and waffles. It was so good. It was really
I think
good.
that thing hung around with you for like hours afterwards. You were so stuffed.
It actually hurt me. The chicken and waffles didn't love me as much as I loved the chicken and waffles. It inflicted so much pain on me, but I ate every last bite of that baby.
I remember at some point you had like maybe a bite or two left on your plate and you like I gotta do it.
I literally was like, Mama didn't raise no quitter. Here I go.
And Nana's like pushing her food, like, Maggie, have some of this. And she's like, Nana, I'm in my own battle over here.
Yep.
This war is getting for real.
Yep.
Literally,
Yep.
I was like, I have to focus on one thing at a time, and I need to just finish this chicken and waffle. It was
Yep.
so good, but it hurt so bad.
Oh man,
It was
yeah.
abusive.
And Lori, your dish looked absolutely
Oh, it was
fabulous.
delicious,
You
yeah.
know, and despite having the apples on top of it,
Well,
where
I'm a
you were like,
baby.
yeah, you know, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I had originally ordered the shrimp and grits because it said that it was gluten free on the menu, and then the waiter came to me and said, you know, because I had indicated my food allergy, and he was like, oh, like that's not gluten free. I'm like, oh, it says it on the menu. And then he went and checked like again. And he came back and he's like, unfortunately, you know, I have bad news. I'm like, well, that's okay. But, you know, I ended up ordering steak and eggs with potatoes, which was not necessarily what I wanted, but it was delicious. Steak was done exactly the way that I love it. But I so appreciate the staff. Again, it's just, you know, people who are caring for like those of us that have food allergies and not just going and saying, screw it. Like, I'm just going to go and give her shrimp and grits and, you
Yeah.
know, whatever. I mean, he like did a double check,
Yeah.
you know, for me. So, so I greatly, I didn't catch his name, our waiter's name, at that restaurant, but just again, absolutely fabulous service.
It was. And I think we sat around that day because we were kind of concerned about what we were going to do on Saturday.
Yeah. Cause nothing was really open.
Yeah, you kept hyperfixating on the spy museum.
Well, because I know it's probably a privately owned museum and that it would be open because all the Smithsonian's are closed because of the government shutdown right now. So, I mean, that was a real thing
It was
about
a real thing for
what
us.
we were going to do. And so when we had walked over to the Mayflower, like we had seen, you know, I think we've talked in previous episodes that we're a sucker for architecture.
Yes.
And we had
Old
seen
buildings.
and
Love
old
old
buildings
buildings.
and old hotels.
The history behind them.
And so we had walked by the Hay Adams Hotel, which is another historic hotel really close to the White House, like directly across the
Yes.
street.
Right.
And I was like, ooh. Like we were kind of walking back that direction. And I'm like, I want to bop in there just really quick.
You
I
just
wanna
wanted to
see
check
the
it out.
lobby.
And then I saw the bar.
Well, no, we
Yes.
were standing there and a woman's like, can I help you? And I'm like, we're just kind of checking out. We like old hotels.
Oh, that's where the
And
wedding
she
was.
goes,
Oh,
yes.
that was that place.
And
Okay,
the lady
yeah.
goes, well, the bar just opened downstairs.
And you
I'm
and I
like,
looked at each other like, oh,
oh,
and
really?
thus our bar crawl kicked off.
that's it. That's what we did on Sunday. We went and hit historic hotels and did a bar crawl.
Yes. And I could go on about some of the nerdy things about these hotels. For
Let's
real.
hear it.
Okay. So the Hay Adams Hotel was our first stop, opened in 1927. The bar we went to is called Off the Record. And I mean, it was a pretty cool vibe in there.
It had all like caricature pictures of all different like politicians and, you know, just people in history. So that was really, really fun to see those.
And a lot of political cartoons with a lot of satire and humor in them, which
Lot
I
of satire.
really
Loved
liked.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even the coasters were caricatures, but also like some of them had cartoony elements in
And they
them.
were relevant too.
Yeah.
They were
very
like
up to
modern
date.
day stuff.
Very
So,
up to
yeah.
date.
Yeah.
And it was so this bar is kind of cool because it's downstairs and it's not really advertised, doesn't have like a
big signage or
a
anything.
street level entry. You were kind of it almost has like a speakeasy vibe
Yeah.
to it. So that bar in particular is known to be like a place where like the high power people of Washington, D.C. hang and do backdoor wheeling and dealing.
What I loved was when your mom walked in, she's like, oh, you can't go wrong with crushed red velvet.
As if my mother has any red velvet in her house.
I loved that. That was her first thing that she said when she walked into the bar. You just cannot go wrong with crushed red velvet.
Yes. So then from the Hayes Adams, we went to the Willard Intercontinental Hotel, which opened in 1901. This hotel was where Martin Luther King wrote his I Had a Dream speech
Whoa.
he was in room 1963 for that. The Red Robin Bar where we were, which is, you know, right off the lobby, was opened in 1847.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so predates.
Well, you could tell that was an old bar.
Yeah.
Just the way that was set up, and just even the woodwork.
Yeah.
That was in there. It was a circular bar. It was like a round bar in the middle with like little tiny tables all around. yeah, that was a really, really, I loved the architecture in that place.
Yeah, it was a cool bar. It has hosted people like Abraham Lincoln and many other notable features there. Henry Clay, who is a Kentucky statesman, brought the mint julep to Washington, D.C. at that bar, was introduced there, still served to this day.
Wow.
So I'm a little mad I didn't get the mint julep.
Right? If you had only known.
If
We
I
should have
had
done
only
this
gone-
research before we
should
went.
have. I
Yeah.
got something called the Jolly Robin, and it was okay. It was good. It was just a mix of things like the other place. That bar has a nickname of being the Oval Office of bars because it's also another place where the lot of deals are done on the side.
Okay.
And the term of being like a lobbyist, all the people who lobby in Washington, actually was established in the lobby of the Willard Hotel.
Which makes sense because of how spectacular that lobby is.
It was
like just
beautiful.
the marble, the stonework, even when you and I walked in and you turned and you looked at the front desk and they still have the old mail slots.
Yes.
Behind it, and it's 100% preserved.
Yes.
Like 100%. It's like, oh, and do you remember next to the left of the front desk, it looked like that's like maybe where like the management staff
Right, should be.
had an office.
Yeah.
And it like the ceiling light was like this crystal like dome light. And so I'm like, could you imagine that being like your
That was the
working office?
concierge.
Oh, that was the concierge?
That was the concierge office.
Okay.
It was insane. It was gorgeous.
Spectacular.
But Ulysses S. Grant would hang out there very often in the lobby, and so people would come to him with things, their agendas, and therefore the lobbyist became a thing.
And the other thing that was happening while we were at the bar is that they were having high tea served.
Yes.
So there were
It's gorgeous.
a bunch of women who were having their high tea and wearing like little hats and so forth. And
Headbands.
I just appreciated that. That was a lot of fun watching that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Our next stop was,
We did some bar hopping on Saturday.
but it killed our day.
It totally did.
I'd never
In my
done this
liver,
before.
in my liver too.
We went to the Hotel Washington, which was built in 1918, which was notable for, that was the place where Elvis met President Nixon. The Godfather 2, which had some scenes that were shot there.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
And in 1933, the Shriners rode horses into the lobby to celebrate the end of Prohibition.
Wow.
I don't know why, but they did.
It's so random.
It did.
Interesting.
I feel like the lobby, the whole hotel really had a different feel from the others.
Well,
as far as
It
like
used to be the W,
Yeah.
like as
store.
of recently.
Yeah. It had a more modern feel.
Yeah.
Not as historical.
Yeah.
But the lobby, in the area, like when you came into the lobby, to the right where it had like open seating, guests can just kind of relax. It was a very bright and airy. I
Yeah.
think I took a video of that. Absolutely love that. But we took an elevator actually up to the rooftop.
Yes.
And that's where we ended up. We landed a couple of seats, thank goodness, because I originally I thought that we were going to end up having to turn around and, and vacate because it was so packed.
Yeah.
But we were able to go and get a couple seats and get some drinks.
Yeah, that place is called the View Rooftop. Like where we were in Atlantic City.
The View.
VUE.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that place. I have not eaten there, but I almost feel like it would be worth a lunch.
I ate there.
I made a reservation. You ate there? Oh, well, yeah, you did. We had a snack. You had a snack.
Oh my God. I had they were like fingerling potatoes that looked like they were probably like flash fried.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Parmesan cheese on it with like a white sauce, almost like a Mexican like cream sauce. Oh shit, that was so good.
They were really good.
At that point in time, I think I was like 3 glasses of wine deep, and I was like, oh yeah, mama needs something in her tummy.
Yeah, it was so fun though getting to see a more aerial perspective of everything that we had been walking around.
Because what did we see on the roofs?
we saw snipers on the White House. We were being nosy and just,
Well, it
trying to see
overlooks the
what's
White
going
House.
on.
You can't help but look at the White House.
And I
Right.
was using my wonderful
Zoom.
from Xfinity Mobile iPhone 17 Pro Max.
This is not a paid ad.
Not a paid ad, but goodness gracious, man! I took a picture and then zoomed in. I was like, oh my god, look, you could see like their feet. Like here's a rifle right there.
Well, it was weird because it was like, where's Waldo? The last time we were there in 2016, I think, for that half marathon.
Yeah, because we had been to that restaurant before.
We had been there when it was part of the W. It's no longer the W. You could just see them walking. Like they were just out in the open walking. I'm like, I know there are snipers up there. Where are they? And we didn't see them for the longest time. And then when you took the picture and zoomed in, I'm like, is that them laying like
I was
with
like, dude,
bags
that's
or
like
blankets
it
over
looks like
them?
they're in body bags, like
It's
laying on. They're
weird.
completely
Yeah.
all in black, but you could see like the outline of a foot and an ass, and it was kind of crazy. But then at another point, I actually like have a picture of like one of the guys like sitting up, and you could see the person with the baseball hat on. So
Yeah.
So I don't know, yeah, and there's some random like folding chair up on the top of the White House. So there's a fact.
Yeah, true. You could also see like the Washington Monument, a part of the mall. You could see across the Arlington Cemetery. So I was envisioning where we were going to finish and, making my own
you can really
stomach
see that.
squirrely.
Yeah. Now, after we left there, then we parted ways with your mom and John.
Yeah.
Because we do our traditional pizza and they were not interested in eating pizza, which was fine. We
Yeah.
were like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But we ate at Ella's
Wood fire.
And I actually found the place. So I did a double search. I looked on Find GF, which is Find Gluten Free, which is an app that you can download on your phone if you have a gluten allergy. So I found Ella's, and then on that site, highly, highly rated. And then I did a ChatGPT search, and Ella's was the top rated. So I'm like, okay,
Let's do it. That was easy.
Ella's was good pizza.
It was delicious.
delicious.
It was worth, 100%.
We ate outside. It wasn't too cold out for us. We didn't mind at all.
No, it was beautiful.
Yeah. And like you said, I think last week, it's like it's always that nice, rare time when, in October when you can still go and have a meal outside.
Yeah. It was a beautiful weekend. We got lucky.
Delicious pizza.
Yeah, thumbs way up.
Yes.
I would go back there.
I totally agree. And then we moseyed back to the hotel and
everybody wanted to pass out, but I insisted on us dropping our mile 20 beverage.
oh yeah, dude, that was like
Which in 2015, we were not dropping a mile 20 beverage yet. So this was like a new thing. Usually when we do big city races, we 100% have a beer bitch.
yeah.
We did not have a beer bitch because Nana was not up to that challenge.
No.
So we had to figure out planting, and Laura reluctantly came with me.
Dude, I got back to the hotel, and after I used the restroom, I laid on my bed, and Maggie was already like getting into her pajamas, and I was like, I'm so fucking jealous of you, right? I'm
But
like,
you
I'm
know
so
what I
gonna do
said?
this.
I said, you're going to be grateful tomorrow
You did,
when you
you
have
did.
the drink.
I
And I
also said
was.
that.
Exactly.
And I was, and because and I was
Exactly.
like, I can't let your mom go out there alone. So I'm like, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah, so we drove and we realized mile 20's on the Beat the Bridge. It's on the bridge.
Yeah. So we were like, we cannot plant anything on the bridge.
And there's immediately after the bridge, I don't know if this is new because I do not remember doing this in 2015, but there was a weird circle around the Pentagon parking lot.
That sucked ass.
It was the
Sucked
shittiest part of the
ass.
whole course.
In fact, do you remember at some point in time we were running
Tell me
around
how
that?
you feel about
It
that.
sucked ass. We were running around it, and then like I was like, Lori, I gotta walk for a minute. So we're walking, and then I made a comment because we just kept walking, and we kept like negotiating like where we're gonna run again. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it, man. Let's just keep walking around this thing because this is so freaking beautiful. This is like the most beautiful scenery we've seen in this entire marathon. There were people around us like hysterical laughing. I think
Yeah.
they were appreciating our dry humor.
It was bad.
It was just like a lap around the track for no reason.
And you
Like,
could
why
see-
are we going
you
in
could
a
see,
circle?
like everybody running around.
Yeah.
the thing.
Circle.
It was a circle.
It was terrible.
It's a little bit of a mind fuck.
Yes.
But obviously if you're in the Pentagon parking lot, high security. So we were not going
Not
to be
dropping
dropping
there.
anything
We
there.
were not dropping anything by the Pentagon.
No. Anyway, so we found a really cool place to plant.
Yes. And it wasn't on the bridge, and lo and behold, the next day our bag was there, which was great.
Yeah.
And yeah, we partook.
Yes, we did. And it was wonderful. It really made Crystal City way, way more palatable than it ever has before.
Well, it was funny because after we got our stash out of our hiding spot, there were a couple people that were actually there were a lot of people, a lot of spectators. We'll talk about that in a second. But when we were walking out with, like, you had the Red Bull and vodka, and I did a Down East again because I had an extra Down East here at the house. And people were looking at us like, hey, where'd you get that?
Yeah. Like, I brought it.
Right? Yeah. No, that was really, really awesome. So, all right. So the start of the race. So the Porta-John situation.
Well, I would say even before that,
Oh, yeah.
in all, we had a pretty easy metro situation.
Yeah. Transportation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got on near the White
about that.
House. Took the metro. We left at around 6.
What's that? Farragut West?
Yes.
The Farragut West?
Yeah, most people
Metro
got
station.
on the
Line.
train at Roslyn, so we kind of beat that by getting it on
Yeah.
ahead of time.
Yes.
If you stay in Roslyn and make that choice, yes, you are close to the finish. It makes your finish so much easier at the end of the day.
You're going to have a difficult time in the morning, though.
Yeah, the trains start to fill up, and by the time you hit Roslyn, it's a tight squeeze, and people were trying to squeeze on the metro at that
Not
point.
everybody made that train that we hit.
No, I could see that being, a stress point
I agree.
for
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, so we probably left at 6, got into the Pentagon area around 6:30, 6:45. Lots of porta potties. We kind of walked past as many as we could until we got to the last row. And
Yes.
we didn't realize they were double layered, so we did wait in a line, but it wasn't too long.
Yeah, nobody realized there was like a Porta-Johns and then there were Porta-Johns on the other side of the Porta-Johns.
Yeah.
So no one was on the lines on the Porta-Johns behind us.
No. Well, backing up even further, you get off the metro, there's a huge parking lot with Porta-Johns. You're not through security yet. Those lines were huge.
Yes.
We were like, screw this. We want to get through security first. Then we'll get into line.
And your friends had told us that there were Porta-Johns because your friends
They were there when we were still doing our poop rotation in the hotel room.
Yeah, and they
So like
and-
5:45.
Yeah, and they
there.
said don't like there's Porta-Johns before and then after security. So we knew
Yeah.
we had an inside scoop that those were not the only Porta-Johns.
Right.
Not everybody had that inside scoop.
No.
Yeah.
So you want to do not Porta-John when you get off the metro. Get
Right.
yourself through security first because you don't know what that line's going to be
Which
like.
was pretty easy to get through.
Yeah, it was very easy.
It was
for us
very
to get
lax. I felt like I got more frisked in Philadelphia than I did at
I
Marine
agree.
Corps.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Just saying.
And then there's another set of Porta-Johns. But then if you
Don't stop there.
Don't stop because
Just
those
keep
lines
going.
were long.
Keep going. Keep
There is
going.
another set of Porta-Johns. And then go to the far end of those Porta-Johns. And then you
There's
realize.
Porta-Johns on the back side of the Porta-Johns.
Yeah, there's
Plenty of Porta-Johns.
There's Porta-Johns literally lined up behind it.
There's
Go there.
toilet paper. There was
Yep.
There was hand sanitizer. It was life
great.
was good.
Yeah, life was good.
Yes.
Yes.
And we were dressed in the morning as Stitch. The three of us had matching Stitch onesies.
Yes, we bought onesies for like $19 a piece on Amazon.
That we wore
Yeah.
for 20 minutes.
Yeah, we probably didn't need them.
Yeah, we probably didn't need them. But man, it was showing like it was going to be the high 30s, low 40s.
It felt, yeah, I thought it was going to be colder than
Yeah.
that.
But the Eagles, the Eagles were playing the Giants that day. So there's been all these memes about Cam Scattaboo being like Stitch, 626, an
Did we
experiment.
will that?
I think we did.
I hope not. I hope he heals quickly.
Later that day,
do.
for those of you who aren't football fans, the Eagles defense did snap Cam Scattaboo's ankle.
By
It was Bond.
accident.
It was Bond.
Yeah.
It was Bond.
So that happened.
I watched
Maybe,
the video like 10 times, man. It was
Yeah,
bad.
it was his ankle was straight
The
up,
wrong
and
angle.
then it was at
Not-
a 90-degree angle facing the wrong way. So,
Yeah, it was bad.
but yeah, the bathroom situation wasn't horrible, and then we went around and got in line with the 4:45 finishers
Yeah.
and kicked off. We met a friend in line, Leah.
Yes, from
Yes,
Philly.
From Philly.
Philly.
Hopefully she got to Lisbon okay.
Yeah,
That
hopefully
was
she did.
crazy.
She was flying to Lisbon that like she was going back to Philly on a 4:00 train after the race and then flying out to Lisbon that night. We're like, oh girl, you like
Stretch.
not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Yeah, you need to stretch, girlfriend.
Now, I was terribly disappointed for you, Maggie, that you did not get to experience a flyover.
Or the paratroopers.
Yes.
We
So
had paratroopers and a flyover.
Yeah.
we were thinking maybe government shutdown
Yeah.
related, probably, which I will just like to add. How many signs do you think you saw that say you run better than the government?
A lot.
Like 50, maybe more.
My favorite sign of all, I'm not sure if you saw this one. This woman had this sign that was gigantic
Yeah.
and had all these balls like glued to
Yeah.
the sign. And she's like, if you're from Congress, what
It
was
said
it?
free balls.
Free balls.
Free balls to anybody since Congress lost theirs or something like
Yeah,
that.
or take a ball and give it to somebody from Congress since they've lost theirs. Like it was something of that theme, but it was there were so many signs about.
Oh, yeah.
the
One of my
government.
favorite signs was list of things being crushed. 1, the East Wing of the White House. 2, your PR this race.
Hell
And I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, I've seen people do the "you run better than the government" signs at other races, but that makes no sense. It was so fitting for this race and this moment. Like there were tons of signs that said it. I think I would literally count 50 of them.
Yes.
My favorite sign of all was one that said something like, "Getting it done fast isn't like the best," or something like that. What was
Yeah,
it?
nobody wants to get it done quickly.
Yeah,
Or something like
getting
that.
it done quickly.
Wait, I saw
Do you
this
remember
guy.
that?
No, but I saw this guy who was like extremely average looking, holding up this sign so proudly. My wife is gonna finish twice today. And I laughed so hard because I don't know this man. I did not want to insult him, but I was like, wow, he is confident. He's confident. My wife is going to finish twice today.
Oh my god, that is
Hell
an
yeah.
awesome
Oh,
sign.
sir, I hate to tell you, your wife is not,
Not
going to
gonna-
want you
not-
to touch her with a 10-foot pole.
She'll be
honey.
asleep in 20 minutes.
But more power to you if you think that that's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
So the race. Yeah, that was really funny. I missed that sign like entirely.
That's hysterical. Okay.
It was awesome.
Oh my god. My favorite shirt was a guy that was running in front of us for like on and off throughout the race. He was an older gentleman, and it just said "running and shit" on the back of running and with an N shit. Running and shit. I'm running and shit.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, that's what he's
And
doing.
I did see earlier on in the race several West Point grads, and that was a lot of fun. Just kind of go Army, or hey, I'm an old grad, and just kind of little conversation. But my favorite people of all throughout the course were our Birds fans.
Hell yes. They were there.
Out in freaking force.
I can't
Full
tell
force.
you how many times I heard "Go Birds" and I said "Go Birds,
Go Birds!
I mean, it actually became like a game and kept my mind off of what we were
We
doing.
were looking for
So
green. We
I
were
was-
looking for
I was-
green. Like, go Birds! Go
Yeah.
Birds!
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
I think one time I screamed it so loud I peed myself.
Yeah.
Enthusiastic.
It was a really enthusiastic like yell. So
Yes.
Yeah.
It was worth it though. So worth it.
Yeah, the race started. Oh, I knew there were hills. But there were a lot more hills than I was ready for.
Yeah, we told you there were a lot of hills in the
and
beginning.
I
of that
think it
race.
was more the downhill than the uphill, but I don't know. In mile 2 or 3, my calf cramped, and I went ahead of you, and I'm jogging downhill. I'm literally doing
Hold on, because we agreed. Because you wanted to do like a sub 6 and we didn't know what we had going on.
We wanted you to meet your goals.
We're like, you go.
Yeah.
You do your thing. There's no guilt whatsoever. Go do your race.
Run your race.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were like ping-ponging the first half all together. Like, we were together, we're not, we're together, we're not.
Like Laura and I'd be running and doing our thing, and then we'd be like, "Fancy meeting you here." And I'm like,
think-
"How the hell did you get behind us,
I
Maggie?"
think 3 or 4 times I did that.
It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
like, what the hell? And then
It was crazy for me too, because I would be running on like the far right side and I would just happen to look over at the perfect time and just see
You're like,
you.
who are those people playing that fabulous music? And you're like, oh, it's my mom and Laura.
But yeah, so I went ahead of you right at the beginning and then it started going downhill and I literally was doing like a pump arm motion with my arms, like pump the brakes down this hill,
Yeah.
like take it slow. And I'm taking the hill slow, and then all of a sudden I hear thunderstruck, and I was like, "What the? All right, there they are." And you two are zooming down the hill, and I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'll zoom down the hill with them." So then we ran together for a little bit there, but yeah, my calf cramped right away, and I was just ran through it.
Well, in reality, Laura and I don't know about Laura. I'm not going to speak for Laura. I'm going to speak for me. We, though, have not ran a sub-6 marathon. I mean, we didn't run a marathon last year at all. And then the year before that, I don't think we ran a sub-6 marathon at any of our races. So we
It's been a couple of years.
And the Marine Corps does have 3 parts on the race. They used to just have Beat the Bridge, which is the 14th Street Bridge that happens around mile 19 and
20,
a half. Because 20 is on the bridge. It's a
Right.
very long bridge. I forgot how long that bridge
It's a
was.
really long bridge.
But they had Beat the Bridge, and you had to beat the bridge at a certain time because they have a relatively strict cutoff because they got to open the bridge back up to traffic.
Right.
That's like a DC permitting thing. They now have 2 other gauntlets, I guess, just to start sweeping people before Beat the Bridge. One it's like around 16, 17, and then another one in Crystal City, which adds just a little bit of a layer of stress because a
It
lot
does.
of marathons are kind of more loosey-goosey. Like they'll say a 6-hour cutoff, but 6:30 to 7, it happens. Like you can see the finishers from the previous year and see that
Right.
they finished.
Right.
Marine Corps is a little different. So I was carrying a lot of stress going into the race. I don't know about you.
That's why I didn't sleep the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for us,
You and I were
and-
like tossing and turning and tossing and turning. I was
yeah,
like,
so Laura and I have ran so many of these things together. It's so obvious when we get to this place where we're like, business in the front, party in the back. We're like, after we beat the bridge or whenever we feel settled into our timing of this, we'll relax. But in the beginning, we're going. And we did not talk.
Y'all were business.
We barely talked.
we were running like 10
Guys,
plus minute miles. Man.
I was tired running with you. Like at one point, I was like, because we met up at mile 4, then I went ahead again, and then somehow we got back together. So then between miles probably like 7 and 10, I was running with you guys, and Laura, you were cranking, and I couldn't keep up. I was like, I'm gonna stretch for a second.
Oh, yeah.
So I pull over to stretch. You guys leave. Then I don't even know when I passed you.
We stopped
to
to
stretch.
stretch about a half mile after that. We're like, we should
okay.
stretch too. And then
I was desperately looking
Yeah,
for
'cause-
you guys because my calf hurt so bad. I was like, I need emotional support. I was desperately like, where
you found us.
I
you
stopped
found
for a
us.
porta potty and I met a 14-year-old girl who was running. Tangent, but I was like, wow, that's incredible. But yeah,
you.
I was in line for the porta potty and you go, oh, hey, Maggie, and you passed me. And I was like, when did I pass you? I was looking. I was actually looking for you guys. So, yeah. Then it was the Blue Mile right after that.
Super emotional.
Yes.
So the Blue Mile is a mile where they have pictures with the name of the soldier and their age, the year that they died, the age that they died at. But they all died serving our country. And their pictures are on either side of the street on like a little kind of like it was like a little placard.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how many soldiers they have there.
Too many.
Yeah, and then after you run, through this area, and man, you could hear a pin drop. Nobody talks during that time.
No, you pass through like a little awning that marks it. That's the Blue
It's a
Mile.
Blue Mile.
So it's very clear, and like we turned off our music and just it's almost eerie because all you hear is just the poop, 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 like of all the feet. You
Yeah.
know, that's all.
And it's
crazy.
tight in there too. It's a single lane road, so it's very tight. And then when you come out of the area where the soldiers' pictures are the families. of the soldiers, and they have they carry a big American flags, and they wave the flags. And man, there were family members that were encouraging us with smiles on their faces and telling us to keep crushing it and stuff. And so it was super, super emotional, to run through that area.
I don't think I've ever, of the 3 runnings, have I ever gotten through that without crying.
No,
Ever.
no, I know.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
And you see all these people like younger than me even.
That's
It's
it.
just
You see their
crazy.
age, 19 years old,
Yeah.
23 years old, and you're just like, wow, like they were just starting like their adult life, and what they did for our country. So that is super emotional. And then once you come out of that, you kind of do like a little bit of a turn, and that's when you start getting into like the city, like the downtown area with like the Washington Monument and
The
the mall. And at some point in time, I don't know about you, Maggie, but when your mom and I went and hit where the Capitol is, because you get to run in front of the Capitol, we walked a little bit, like, just kind of as we were approaching the Capitol, because like we were going to start running again. And your mom's like, dude, let's just take this in.
Yeah.
Let's take this in,
Because it was a beautiful day. The
So
last
pretty.
time we were there in 15, they had the scaffold on.
Yeah.
They were cleaning up the outside of the dome of the Capitol building. So, I mean, it looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful.
I wish
Yeah.
it was running better in the inside.
I know. Yeah.
But,
Looks good on the outside.
but we don't want to be a political podcast,
Nope.
so we won't go there.
Nope.
But yeah, it was such a beautiful day. And I have to say that 23,000 runners is amazing. 40,000 runners and their loved ones and the support of the city. I've never experienced a crowd like that
Me neither.
outside of New York and Boston.
Yeah.
Like, well
That
done,
crowd,
Marine Corps.
that crowd
amazing.
was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. I mean,
Phenomenal
it carried us.
yesterday.
Like, my speaker with the music is usually our lifeline
Yes.
to pace and distract our minds. My speaker so often was completely inconsequential because you couldn't even hear the music.
And it was great people watching.
Oh my
and-
God.
And then using the distraction of looking for Birds fans.
yeah.
And I don't know. And the signage and
Yeah.
everything else. It was absolutely fantastic.
So I love the bump in runners from the crowd support's perspective because it was phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Now we did, like, once we hit the bridge and, we knew that we were golden, right? And we got our mile 20 beverage. Then we also hit, like, they had some stand there that was like handing out free whiskey. So we were like, we'll take some whiskey shots,
Yeah.
like,
Laura's
whatever.
like, this whiskey's so good. I took the shot and I'm like,
Well, because the guy asked me, I was like, "Oh, it's great," and I'm like, "I'm not a whiskey drinker, so yeah, no, not yeah." That stayed with me probably for the next like couple of hours.
well, we were also mixing, so we weren't done. You weren't done with your Down East either yet.
No.
I wasn't done with
No.
my Red
No.
Bull and vodka
No.
either, which was like a berry flavor.
So
Yeah.
Maggie, when you came into like the finish area, because I know like after you hit mile 25, between 25 and 26. It goes downhill, but then it goes uphill, and then you make that left turn to go up to Iwo Jima to the finish, and it's definitely uphill.
You know what I'll say? I'll say that I was almost grateful that it ended where it started, because once we got to the parking lot at mile 25, and I was like, oh, we've already done this. Like, this is easy.
Yes.
Like, in my
Okay,
head, I
good,
was like,
good.
oh, like, I know how much farther I have to go. Like, that's easy.
Yeah, and you
Like,
could
it's
see the
not
people
far.
making the left turn
Yes.
to go up to. So that was
Yeah.
kind of nice that you could actually see the finish.
Yeah.
Well, I think us running it also prior and watching Dave last year as we were leaving the start line and running down that little highway from the Pentagon. I looked over, I'm like, oh, look, there's 26. Oh, look, there's the finish.
Yeah.
So it's easy to make note, like, okay, so mental note to self, we will be running this again.
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself because despite the excruciating pain that I was in, I ran pretty much the whole thing, and I ran up that little hill at the end
Yay.
because there's a little hill at the end, and I ran all the way in. And I cried at the end. Then the Marines put the medal over your neck.
Aw,
And that's that.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the way that they have it organized is very well when you go to get your medal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about the finish, right? So you come across the finish line. I mean, they're scooting people away, right?
Waters. I think we got
you got a
cold
water immediately.
Yeah.
And then they have, again, like cattle chutes. And you go into a chute and there's a lovely young Marine that is handing out the medal, puts the medal around your neck. They allow you to take a picture.
They salute you.
They salute
Yes,
you.
they
They
do.
salute you, which
They
is a
salute
very
you.
sweet touch.
Which is like, yeah. And then and they get your picture taken with the Marine. And then you start moving further into like the runners only area. So that is just something that you noted changed from last year, is that you guys were allowed around to the finish area, right?
So we were able not where the chutes are and not near
No, not
Iwo
where the
Jima.
runners like finish.
Runners were, but we were allowed there when you make that left to go up the hill after 26, the last point 2. There's two sides to that road, and we were allowed to come down.
It was like
and
a
stand on
grassy
the-
knoll area.
Yeah, we
Yes.
were allowed to come down in there and cheer on runners, and they kind of shut all of that down. I'm suspecting because of the 40,000 people that they needed to do more crowd control.
Oh, no
so
doubt.
they pushed all the family reunion stuff into Roslyn.
Yes, it was all in Roslyn.
all in
like
Roslyn.
Roslyn looked like it was like it just.
It was like a sea of people.
It was a sea of people. That is a great way of describing that. But so I felt like getting the medal was very efficient. Then they gave us our red bag, right? So it was a little
Yeah.
tote bag.
That was efficient.
Very efficient. Then they handed us
Our food
a
box.
meal with a box, like a meal in a box, which again totally efficient.
And they had gluten-free snacks
And they had
in there,
gluten-free
which
snacks,
was amazing.
which was great.
Rare.
Yep. Well, I had one of all the snacks I could eat.
The applesauce was gluten-free.
Oh, the applesauce, yeah,
Yeah.
but not the granola bar.
No.
But that's okay. But the veggie straws hit spot on,
Yeah.
and then it kind of became a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
don't know what broke down.
Yeah,
There was a long walk, which I'm sure
long walk.
I'm sure it was because it was tight, but as a perk of the 50th, something that they had not done in years past. They did. I remember they'd given us like a gauzy little cover up. Usually they give runners like the foil sheets
Yeah.
to keep warm because you get chilled after you're running and sweating. I remember them having zip up gauzy things. I think the
Oh,
year
yeah.
we finished.
Yeah,
This year was
they
super
were like
nice.
it was like hospital gown material.
Yeah, it was like
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
it was kind of weird. This year they were sponsored by HBO Max, and they had these lovely fleece lined capes, which are, if anybody's ever run New York City, is what New York City hands out. If you're joining us on YouTube, they're demonstrating this lovely red cape that
And
they
it's like
handed out.
like a almost like water resistant material on the outside and fleece lined on the inside.
yeah,
And it's got a
And-
Superman on the back.
yes,
It was
super cool.
amazing yesterday. I
you
wore it.
that. You wore that big time.
And then they were also handing out as a special thing for the 50th anniversary. I'm gonna hand me a corner of that. They handed out this awesome 50th anniversary fleece blanket.
Super soft, super comfortable.
So they were touting these two items, and they were a hot commodity. And by the time we got the food, we were like, metal check, food check, water check. We're like, okay, where's the capes and the blankets? We had a bit of a walk, and I'm
lot of a walk.
assuming that it was like the setup that they couldn't put all of those items in that one space. They had to shoot us out onto a major street. And it just, I don't know what happened to the organization there, but it went to hell in a handbasket quickly.
It did, and they, especially with the capes, they didn't have the boxes like opened up.
Ready to go.
So they were opening up boxes as they were handing things out. So people were crowding to like the side. They didn't have like the cattle chutes like they probably should have,
Yeah.
And then getting the blankets, like we had blankets being thrown at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You know?
those. I think they were throwing capes
Yeah, they
at
were
people
throwing
too.
capes at
Like,
people
they
too.
were
They were
trying
just
to
like
get-
throwing, like
Yeah.
trying to get people out.
I was like,
So-
I'm not good at catching.
So that whole area was a complete clusterfuck, like
Yeah.
complete clusterfuck. And you could tell like the soldiers they handled it really well. They maintained their composure and stuff, but you can tell like there were some soldiers that like, and these were like more like the non-commissioned officers. They were like, please keep moving forward because people were like, there's a box open,
Yeah.
and
They
not
were
realizing
crowding.
that there was more, stuff. So that would be my only complaint with that is like they handed out the warming capes way too late. Like after you came out of the finish line.
Like I was chilled by the time I got to the capes.
Agreed. Because it was like 50 something degree
Mm-hmm.
weather, and then once your inner core temperature starts coming down, you start getting the chills.
Yeah.
From running a marathon like that.
Yeah,
So-
and we had to also pull it because it was coming out of the boxes. They were still in the plastic. So then you had all this extra waste that was just kind of flying around the area too because people were
Yeah.
just ripping them out. And that could just probably that area could use a little bit more attention.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's just the fact that they didn't quite understand the processing of 40,000 people versus 23,000 and the manpower perhaps it takes to get that
it's
done.
hard to know when you've never done it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
It is.
It was like a guinea pig year that I'm sure they're going to learn so much from. And I know it'll only improve and get better because that's the way they run. It is a well-organized race.
Yeah, I've never done a Marine Corps where I've had like something feel disorganized.
Right.
And at the end, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, Marines can make mistakes.
Before we get to the post-race stuff, I just want to give my two friends shout-outs because they ran so fast. For a first-time marathoner.
Just crazy.
I'm so impressed. My friend Bobby ran a 3:29.
Go,
Bravo,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Go Bobby, his first ever marathon. And
That
my
is amazing.
friend Jacob, it was his third marathon. He ran a 2:58.
Damn, Jacob.
It's so impressive.
You're going to be a pro in no time.
It's so impressive. So I just wanted to give them props because I didn't get to see them.
Wait, are those
they-
Boston qualifying times for them?
I don't know. They
You need to ask
are
them.
men in my age group, so 23 to 25 age.
So fast.
So fast. It's
So
so
fast.
impressive. So major kudos to you.
Outstanding.
But yeah, I was very proud of them. And post race, we can go into that, what we did. I finished 5:32, so very happy with my time. I went out. We had a plan to meet at a bar called Quinn's, a little bit west, I would say, from
Yes.
where we finished.
Yeah.
So I just got all the stuff, exited, made my way there. I walked into, what's the bar we ended at?
Barley Mac.
Barley
I
Mac.
walk into Barley Mac's. I go, any place you got a table for? They go, no, you have to have a reservation. I go to Quinn's, it's full. So I was like, I was just tired. I sat on a bench. I was like, I'm just going to call an Uber at this point and like go back.
Yeah, because what ended up happening is that Roslyn, which is where these two sports bars were, ended up getting completely flooded because the train station, the Roslyn train station, ended up shutting down.
For 45 minutes, it was closed.
It was completely closed because of somebody said an escalator issue. We did not verify that.
So I went on
Did you
to
find out?
7 ABC News had a report about that today or
Yeah.
yesterday. It was closed for 45 minutes because of an escalator. They pushed everybody. There were 3 elevators getting on. So the queue was huge, which was the queue
Oh my
you
God,
and
the
I saw.
queue was like this line down the road. And I'm like, oh my God, what
was-
is happening?
Then they also were having issues with crowding on the trains. So then they were skipping, like they shut down a couple of the stations between Arlington National Cemetery, the Pentagon. Like the trains were filling up. So then they were skipping the Roslyn station at times as well because the trains were already full from Arlington and the Pentagon stations. So it was a bit of a shit show. So if you are staying in Roslyn,
A benefit.
that's a benefit. In the morning, you just got to plan for large crowds on the metro to get to the Pentagon. But on the flip side, it was a shit show. And that's not the Marines' fault.
No.
That's the metro
Well,
organization's fault.
It's the metro, but it's also
Is that
like
MARTA? Is that Marta?
I think it's.
No, that's not Marta. That's
no,
Marilyn.
That's yeah,
Marilyn?
Marta. I
Where the
think
hell's
is
Marta?
I don't know.
We digress.
That's
We
okay.
digress.
That's okay.
Cut
but
that out.
but that definitely is indicative of the number of people
Yeah.
that ended up going, and they're finishing at a time when everybody's then leaving at the same time, and
Yeah.
and then something happened with the bus queues as well for Crystal City, where like the one gentleman that we spoke to, him and his wife, they were like, yeah, like the other queue lines were for the buses to get back to Crystal City, and they were having problems with that as well. So it was definitely difficult. So we ended up going.
We got lucky because we were not planning on doing any
Yeah.
of that anyway, and trying to get into a bar
Yeah, we just wanted to watch the second half of the Eagles game.
and get food.
and
So
get
we
food.
made a reservation on the spot for Barley Max at 3:00.
Yep. Thank you, Laura.
We walk.
Thank you, Laura.
We walk in. We go. We have a reservation. Panic.
Yeah.
The man was panicked that we were there.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the
Barley
whole
Mac, I
thing.
gave it 1 star on
It had a
Google Maps.
4.4, right?
Yeah, I
Or
think they
something
probably
like
took a
that.
nosedive after yesterday's fiasco. Their bartender got hysterical crying. She left.
Walked out, quit.
She quit. The head chef quit. Like all within like a 30-minute time period.
There
since we
was
got
a
there.
poor waiter who was waiting his tables, getting the bar drinks for his tables, bussing his tables.
Yeah.
He was doing the job of 3 people.
Yeah.
The manager was hosting, bartending. I mean, I don't know what the hell was going on with this place.
Yeah, they straight up told us we basically couldn't get food.
Yeah. So we didn't eat there.
Yeah.
No.
We got drinks. We did get drinks.
But you did eat some saltine crackers.
Yeah,
and,
they did bring me. They're like, the kitchen is closed for at least an hour.
Yeah.
While they switch from
That
lunch.
was just a bullshit excuse.
Yeah, that was because they didn't have a chef coming in until dinner.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
dinner shift. So they had to buy time until the next chef came in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they brought me saltine crackers.
Yeah, so we
They weren't salty.
We did have a waitress that helped get us some drinks, and we watched the Eagles win, and then we got an Uber.
Clay.
Clay, he was the
Uber
best
driver, best Uber driver ever.
He was from Trinidad, and we were talking amongst ourselves, and he kept chiming in. So you could tell he wanted to talk.
Oh, absolutely.
So then he was like, American history, geography, or science? And he was like, play for a free ride. And we were like, well, we'll play to pay.
Yes.
And he started hitting us with questions.
And then we started hitting him with questions. That was a fun ride.
It was a
he
very
made
fun
made that ride very, very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And then we got back and we showered quick. We grabbed I think another drink at the bar down in the hotel.
Yep.
And then we went to a Mexican restaurant.
Yes.
Over on DuPont.
I did not make that one. Who made that?
I made that reservation. Well, because that was John's daughter had
Yeah, it
had
began with Loriola.
Loriol Lauriol Plaza.
L'Oreal Plaza.
Yeah. So made a reservation for 5 of us, and I mean the food was good. The service was very quick.
Yeah.
Their chips and salsa I loved.
Yeah,
The
delicious.
chips, they
The
were,
chips I'd
And
probably
the salsa was warm.
the salsa
which I
was warm.
loved.
I loved that. Their guacamole tasted good, but it was too chunky. Like you couldn't because they were delicate chips, so the freaking chips
Yes.
kept breaking in the guac.
I was very meh. We got a picture of just regular
Margaritas.
margarita.
no, they were lime flavored, and it was just lime. It was too
It
limey.
was very limey.
Yeah, I did not finish my margarita.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is odd for me.
Yeah. But I got some tacos. My tacos were delicious.
My chimichanga was
And the
good.
fast service was just what we needed. We
Yeah,
didn't
it
need
was.
anything long. It was
And we
quick,
didn't need anything
eat.
fancy. We
Yeah.
just needed salty food.
But we
was
walked there and found ourselves in the cute neighborhood of DuPont Circle.
It was so cute.
It was
was
adorable.
adorable. Yeah.
So many cute little bars and restaurants there. I'm like, oh, I could just want to explore this neighborhood too.
Agreed.
It was
Maddie.
really cute.
Maddie, if you're listening to this, we hated it. We did not like it.
Terrible.
Like $2+ million
Should I cut that
houses.
out?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh yeah, Maddie. No, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I would, you know what? I think it's a nice place to visit. I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But no, so we had our nice dinner, and then then again moseyed back to the hotel, and and then went to sleep, and here we are. So girls, I mean, Maggie, I'll ask you first. I mean, you got to, the beginning of the conversation here, you talked about the difference between spectating and running.
Right.
Would you run this one again?
I'm not sure. I feel like there's so many other races to run, and DC is so close that I don't know if I need to do another running tour of DC. I definitely appreciated it for the whole Marines element and the significance of it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I need another running tour of DC. I did enjoy it, so if it happened to come up again, maybe I would do it, but I think there's other races, and I don't have any set goals as far as a number or amount of marathons that I want to do.
Yeah.
So right now, I wouldn't run it immediately, but maybe sometime far in the future, I would run it again.
So I asked her a question because she's ran 4 of them for her to list them in order of her favorites.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I put Medoc at 1.
Okay.
Really, the only con was the weather.
Yeah, I agree.
That's like really
I agree.
the only con there. It was gorgeous.
Which,
So,
by the way, your mom, and I want to hear your other
Yeah.
3, but your mom kept reminding me of like how fast we were running yesterday. And she's like, holy crap, like when we were in Medoc.
it was impossible.
Like it was like night and day.
It was
Yeah.
impossible.
In terms of timing and
Yeah.
and speed and stuff. So it
Yeah.
is kind of funny. All right, so Medoc is
So
your
Medoc
number
is
1.
1, Marine Corps 2, Philly 3, Michigan 4. I think definitely recency bias, but just the bigger races and crowds. But I said to her, you'll have to ask me after Philly this year how I actually feel about Philly, because
Yeah.
that was also 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it, but I'm not rushing back to do it again.
Okay, no, that's fair. What about you, Laura?
I've put it at peace.
Yeah.
I feel like we did our, and not that I wouldn't run it again, I would recommend it. How about that? I feel like for me,
Yeah.
we ran it. This is my 3rd running of it. It was a gorgeous day. When we were on the National Mall, I turned to you and I said, I'm like, I feel like today's been perfect.
Yeah.
And we did this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about
Yeah.
all of that for you. And I feel like I'm at peace with Marine Corps.
Yeah.
It was a lovely day. I highly recommend it. So from the perspective of would I run it again? I mean, if I was forced to, yeah, because it is a great race. I highly recommend it. But I probably wouldn't prefer to run it again.
Yeah, yeah. No, I would recommend for anybody looking for a great like city race with a great crowd, great scenery, again, well organized. Highly
Usually.
recommend. Yes, usually would highly recommend this race. The significance of this one was that, like Lori said, we ran our first marathon together 10 years ago, and it was the Marine Corps Marathon. And the whole reason why we ran that, because that was going to be my last marathon, believe it or not, was Marine Corps 10 years ago. And that was going to be my 10th marathon. So
55 marathons ago.
Yes, like literally 50.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Literally 10 years ago, I was running 10 marathons in 10 years to commemorate my brother Ned's passing. And, and so my first marathon was in 2005. So, to now this year, it was 20 years since he passed away, and 10 years since you and I ran the race, and it was the same race. And yesterday was my brother Ned's birthday, and he would have been 49 years old yesterday. He passed away at 27 years old. So the significance of the whole day, and everything just being perfect. You and I, when we ran it 10 years ago, so we were 10 years younger, in our early 40s.
Yes.
And we ran it in a 5:38.
Yes.
And we ran it in a 5:55 yesterday. That's not too bad for 250-plus-year-old ladies.
No, I don't think so.
Like, not at all.
No.
So, and then Ned did go and join me for the race again yesterday. His picture will be on my back, like no matter what race I do going forward.
And can I just make one quick note?
Yeah.
It was very, very odd, but probably at least 3 times on the course, I heard "Happy Birthday." And I don't know who it was in reference to or anything, but I was like, that's just fucking weird.
Every time somebody
It was
said
so
that, right? We were
weird.
like, "Hey, Ned," right?
Yeah.
And then the day before, when we were walking around, we came across this one club, and it was like the
Ned's Club or
Ned's
something.
Club, and I was like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" Like,
There were signs.
just
He was
signs like everywhere. So again, I would recommend this marathon to everybody, but I think like you, Lori, like my heart and my mind are like I couldn't have I don't know, I couldn't have finished it out like better, like
Yeah.
the 20-year mark.
there. Yeah. I'm
you
getting
know, for
teary-eyed.
him. But at some point in time in the race, and it was like towards the end of the race, like I started thinking about like, wow, 10 years ago we were here. We were just starting to form our friendship,
Yeah.
right? And all the places that we have seen, it's just crazy.
Well, See the World came on. We were listening to See the World.
See the World by Camp, which is a great song to have on your playlist when you're like doing this crazy stuff. But man, like it just dawned on me, and all I kept thinking was, wow, like what are the next 20 years gonna bring? Fuck my life.
Oh, you've had fun and you know it.
You know,
The next 10 years.
right? And it just, I don't know, it just kind of brought everything kind of like into like this nice, tight, neat, like little space in my mind, you know, core memory. And it's like, okay, like I'm good. I'm good with this race. Cause I don't think if I ever ran it again, and you even asked me, you're like, if Maddie runs this, or would you run it? I'm like, I probably, unfortunately, would not. I'm like, I need, like, this one's good. Like, I'm good with
It's
this.
the perfect bookends.
It's the perfect
Right?
bookends.
Yeah. No, it totally is. So long-winded way of going and saying I would highly recommend the race to anybody. Highly rewarding, great crowd. Marines are great support. But myself, yesterday, I'm good. I'm good. All right. So the swag before we close this out, because I know this is probably a longer episode.
Yeah,
again.
apologies for that.
But I know these races that we're doing and that are so fresh, like we have so many memories from them.
Yeah.
But all right, so the shirts.
I think if this was my first Marine Corps marathon, I would like this shirt.
Yeah, I agree.
It's great. It's a great quarter zip.
Yep.
You know, black. It's,
Unisex, so it's a little long.
yeah, it's a little, it's a little long,
Yeah.
but like I was telling Laura, like I feel like I could have a base layer this and then something else, and that'd be good for like in the 30s. So I'll wear it.
Yeah.
I'll keep it and I'll wear it. However, I'm a spoiled child because I ran in 2014 and I ran in 2015.
Oh, and those shirts were
And those
sweet mamas.
shirts are almost they were like a mock turtleneck, they were ugly. Let me just start by saying
They're so ugly.
the shirts are hideous.
They're ugly.
I had a doo-doo brown one in
Poopy
2014.
brown. It's poopy brown.
It is poop shit
Marine
brown.
poop shit brown
It's
color.
poop shit brown
Yes.
with yellow like writing on it. This is black
Which is like
with
a
yellow
marine,
yeah.
a marine typical marine thing, yeah.
And then the year we ran it, we got like a cranberry colored one.
Right, with like yellow
was at
yellow and black writing.
A little more attractive than the shit brown one. But the make of those are amazing. They are fleece lined, super thick. Anytime I'm cycling, it's in the 20s. Eagles games, it's in the 20s. It is my base layer to everything I wear when it is super, super cold and frigid outside.
We call it, we're bringing out the big guns. And when her and I talk about we're bringing out the big guns, what are we wearing?
Marine Corps
shirts.
So
Yes.
I knew they went thinner because Dave ran it last year and I saw his shirt and I was like, wah, wah. I'm so sorry you didn't get the good one. And so I knew it was coming, but you never knew. If for the 50th, maybe they were going to bring it back. But they did not.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. All right, Maggie, I'm handing you my medal. Oh, you're
All right.
to the side
So the medal says Semper Fidelis, and it has an eagle with the flag in writing. And then it's the Marine Corps emblem, which is an anchor going through the globe. And it says Marine Corps Marathon, October 26, 2025. When I first got the marathon, I said, stunning. I love the medal. I said, this is stunning. I love it. Then when I was in the line, someone went like this. And they opened it.
They opened the globe.
It gets better.
And I said, wow, this gets even better. So inside it says, before a Marine placed a medal upon them, those that crossed the finish line on November 7th, 1976 were given a patch. Today we honor the legacy of our iconic event and embrace the future of running with the Marines. And so then there's the symbol of the patch inside, which apparently pops out, but I will not be doing that.
Do you know what you remember what the significance is of the piece that pops out?
The medal, the coin.
The coin.
Can you explain it to us? Because I didn't fully hear what that was said.
Yeah.
About the coin.
So the there's a piece that I will not remove either because the gentleman said that now it's very hard to get back in once you take it out. But in military units, it's common for soldiers, for officers, to carry a coin. And it's actually it's much larger than like a silver dollar. There's no standard size, but they're bigger than a silver dollar. And on one side has like the unit crest, for whatever unit they're in. And then the other side might have the unit crest. There's no rhyme or reason of how these coins are designed, but it represents their unit. Okay. And so say I'm an officer and I'm visiting your unit and I'm giving a talk at your unit, right? Or we're having a meeting with each other. It is very common and customary for an officer to go and take out their coin and do a coin exchange.
Oh, that's cool.
So that way, throughout your travels, you end up going and having like a ton of different unit coins, from people that you have interacted with. Yeah. And, and coins are also given to like dignitaries and people who come and speak at different events and so forth. So the piece that is inside of the marathon medal is actually a coin, although it's rectangular, because some of them can be rectangular, but you can actually take that out and use it as a coin. I would never remove that from my medal and give it to somebody, but it kind of commemorates like the culture and the heritage of the coining
that's
for
very
units.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Well, if anybody wants to hear anything further too about Marine Corps or our 2015 endeavors, you can go back a few episodes.
It was episode 3, Forging a Friendship.
Yes, episode 3, Forging a Friendship, in which Laura and I deep dive into that first Marine Corps marathon that we ran.
Absolutely.
So you can get a little bit more background if you're interested.
Yeah.
Well, after many failed attempts at the outro by Mom, we just want to thank you guys so much for listening to us today. Next week, in 5 days, in fact, Mom and Laura will be running the Ocean City Running Festival Marathon, which is in Ocean City, Maryland. So in 5 days, they're going to be running another marathon, making 3 out of 3 in a row. So if you want to see their adventures, see what they've done during the Marine Corps in Atlantic City last weekend, you can follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Mile20 Podcast. You can also check them out on YouTube and wherever you stream your podcasts. They're on all platforms. And they just want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Now go make Mile 20 your bitch.
Peace out. And thank you, Maggie.